Yo, what's up, everybody? Today, I want to do a deal evaluation on a deal I just done not too long ago. And I want to show you what I look for and how I think when I get ready to analyze a deal, okay? So, let's jump in, all right? I got this deal from a realtor friend of mine. She said, hey, Thach, the owner want to sell the property and they want $350,000 for this house. It's a 2-bedroom and bath and it's a hoarder house, just so you know. I love hoarder house because one, the owner don't want to deal with dumping everything. I don't mind doing that, okay? House need a lot of work. I don't mind. Because when the house need a lot of work and I got to dump everything, then I usually get the property for a lot lower. I don't mind trading in sweat equity to basically make profit. I said, great. They said $350,000. I said, all right, give me the address and I want to go see it. Okay, so I made an appointment to go see the property and I want to bring my contractor out there because I want to know real number on what it's going to cost to rehab this house. And I want to know how long would it take because I need to calculate interest carry cost. And we're going to go through the whole number. Before I go out to the house, here are the homework I usually do before I go out. One, I ask myself, how big is this lot? That's the first thing I look for. I go, great, this lot is like 7,200 square feet, good sized lot. Then I ask myself, where does the house sit on this lot? If this is the lot, does the house sit in the middle? Does the house sit in the front? Does the house sit on the side? Where does it sit? The reason why, because I need to know if what I can do with this property. The next thing I'll ask myself is, what's the zoning on this property? Is it single family zoning or is it multi-family zoning? Based on the zoning, then I know what I can do with this property. Then I ask myself, all right, am I going to keep this property or am I going to actually flip this property? And then I always ask myself, what is the highest and best use for this property after I do all this? So I realized after I did all the research, I realized this is single family zoning, not multifamily. So I know in Seattle, single family zoning, the highest and best use is you can keep the house and you can put an ADU on the back of the house or on the side of the house. So I go, great, this is single family. I can keep this house and rehab it. Where can I put an ADU and does it work? Here's the lot. The house sits more toward one side, but toward the middle. And so it left this other side where I can do an ADU, which is perfect. I like ADU on the side because it has two frontage. I don't like ADU in the back, but I would do it if there's an alley in the back. So you ever do ADU, in the perfect world, you want side-by-side houses, okay? You probably saw that. I've done a few of those houses. I put them on social media, Instagram. I love it when it's a house here and a house here. I have two front. I don't mind the back. That's secondary, okay? Now, in this section of Seattle, they don't allow you to separate the ADU in the house. In the other section of Seattle, you can separate them and you can condomize them and you can sell them separately. You couldn't do that here. And since I couldn't do that here, it's not worth the time spending $300,000 to build this because the value of what it's going to cost to build it is not going to make the overall package worth that much more money. So I eliminated the ADU. So all I'm left with now is just to rehab the house. So now the question I ask myself is, if I'm going to flip this, what's the margin look like? I have a standard. I'm going to give it to you right now. When I buy a property, purchase price and rehab, when I'm done, my standard for a BRRRR is it has to be 30% and more in margin. For easy calculation, if the ARV after repair value is $1 million, purchase price and rehab max $700,000, that's 30% margin. For a flip, it's got to be between 20 and 25. Anything less than 20%, I usually would just wholesale the deal. I don't want to mess with it, take too much time, too much risk. I'd rather take a big wholesale check and just run off. So in this scenario, this house fall right around 25%. So it's perfect. It's in the window of a flip. So I decide, okay, I'll buy this as a flip. And this is the deal where I involve my kids in it. So they put some of the money up so they can make some money and learn at the same time. Now I know before I go to the house, this house is a flipper. I go take a look at the house. I bring my kid with me. And the moment my kid walking out, literally within like 30 seconds, they were like, oh my God, this house is stinky. Oh my God, they threw up. And they literally walked out, okay? So after taking a look at the property, we knew exactly what it was going to cost to rehab this from top to bottom. We know how long it's going to take. This house, just so you know, the owner wants $350,000. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, 900 square feet on top, and the basement was unfinished. I knew if I want to get this ARV up high, I need to add 2 more bedrooms and a bath downstairs. And that's what I decided to do. After I did all the comps in the area, home that are, at least 3-bedroom and more, 2-bath and more, roughly about 1,800 square feet plus or minus right in that zone, it said the ARV is about $600,000. I ran the number. I go, great. This is a good deal. I'm going to flip it. With that being said, let's talk about the number, okay? And how I finance this deal, all right? And then I'm going to tell you what happened after we got this whole house rehab. I ran the number and I told my friend 350, I would do 325. And the owner says, fine, 325, but you dumping everything, okay? The purchase price for 325. To rehab the house was $100,000, throw away all the trash, and put 2 more bedrooms and a bath downstairs. So my all-in number to rehab, clean everything up, 100 grand. So my all-in number is 425. The ARV, I said conservatively $600,000. Every time you do a deal, you need to know the 3 things to determine a deal. You need to know purchase price, rehab price, and you need to know ARV. And when you have those 3 things, then you can always evaluate a deal and know if it's a deal or no deal. I ran the number and I go, good deal. Let me show you how I finance this deal. I use hard money lending. I can pay cash for it, but I'd rather leverage my money so I can do more deal. Hard money lending, here's how it works. They take the 325 and they take the 100,000, which is all in 425, and they said, hey, put down 20% and we will finance the rest of the house. And we will give you all the rest of the rehab money to rehab the house. So just put 85,000, you're done. So 425, 20% of 425 is $85,000. I have to put down roughly $85,000 for this whole house, okay? Matter of fact, I put down a little bit less than that, but my all-in number with closing costs was about $85,000. Now, let me give you a little idea. The more experience you have on rehabbing, hard money lender will actually work with you and have you put down less money. If you got good credit, if you got some reserve in your bank, they will also give you some deals on interest rate, just so you know. Get your credit clean. Make sure you have some reserve, even though hard money lending is a little more expensive, but it's okay. It's better than using all cash. So my all out of cash was roughly $85,000. So basically, I am borrowing $360,000, okay? 450,000, 425 minus 85,000. So I am basically financing $340,000. Here's how they calculate interest carry costs. You take $340,000. They always charge 2 points. 2 points is $6,800 one time, and they charge you 8%. They charge me 8% interest on the 340. 8% of 340 is about $27,200 for the whole entire year. This house, my contract says it's gonna take me 4 months, and I added another month for selling the home and closing the house. So I figure in 5 months, I should be able to rehab this house and get it on the market and get it sold. If I take $27,200 divided by 12, it's about $2,266 a month. If I multiply that by basically 5 months, it's about $11,000, $333. That's how much it is for 5 months. Now I add $11,333 to it. I'm going to be total of $18,133 for all the cost to borrow the money and the interest carry costs for 5 months, okay? So I need to make sure I put that in there, in minusing that as my profit. So far, I got purchase price $325, rehab all in is $100,000. My all in number is $425. My ARV is about $600,000. It's going to cost me basically about $18,300 for 5 months and the points. That's how much it's going to cost for interest carry costs. Some hard money lenders, so you know, they make you pay the $2,200 a month. Some will just add it into your costs and then they'll take it out of your net proceed. Either way, for me, I know a lot of the hard money lenders, so they say, hey, we just take it out of your net profit at the end. There's many ways they can do that. We get done with the house and I look at the comps and everything. And at that time, there was no inventory, no home that's all been remodeled. So I took a gamble. I decided to list the house for $625,000. I got it all staged. The staging cost me about $3,000, just so you gotta know, all in. I put it on the market for $625,000, and now it went on the market, and I get like 2 or 3 offers. At the end of the day, I end up selling it for $660,000. So I got a bonus. Let's calculate the net proceed of this whole deal at $660,000, okay? Let's start with $660,000. I got a minus commission closing cost, which is 8%, would leave me $607,200. Then I got to minus my $425,000, which is my all-in number. So that'll leave me $182,000 on the property, okay? $182,000. I got to minus my interest carry cost, $18,133. $182,000 minus $18,133. I'm down to $163,867,000. Okay, so $163,867. That's what I'm down to right now. Then I gotta minus my staging, which is $3,000. So I'm down to $160,000 and some change. At the end of the day, you guys, after everything was done, I made $160,000 on this property. Now, let's see what percentage margin is that, okay? 160 divided by 660. That's a 24, almost 25% margin, which is right in the zone of 20-25%. So I did good in margin. Since this home is not a keeper, because for me to keep a property, I got to double in value. It has to double somewhere between 8 and 10 years. This property in this location wasn't it. And the rent wasn't high enough to cover my all-in number, so it wasn't it. So that's why I flipped this house. I got 25% margin. Good deal. Now watch this. I put in $85,000 all in. Let's do cash on cash. 160 divided by 85,000. It's a 188%. This is almost a 200% cash on cash on your money, folks. This is a good deal at the end of the day. With $85,000 in, I made a total of 160, plus I gave my 85,000. That's almost 200%. 25% margin is a good deal for me and my kids. This is the type of flip that if you're going to do it. Again, anything less than 20%, for me, I just wholesale it because I don't like taking the risk, and it's not enough money for me to deal with picking up a hammer. Now you guys see what I look for when I get ready to buy a deal. Again, I look for what the owner wants, what's the zoning, how big is the lot, where the house sits, what's the highest and best use for this property. Am I keeping it or am I flipping the deal? All this is what I think about before I enter into the deal. I need to know all that. The finishing is all dictated also by keeping the house or flipping the house also. So at the end of the day, I knew I was going to do flipping the deal. That's why I ran these numbers. So now you guys see, after breaking down the number, what it costs from bank financing to how much money I made, now you see the whole number on evaluating a deal. If you guys like this type of deal evaluation, please comment below. Let me know. Do more of this. Whatever else you want me to evaluate, I will do it, okay? If you like this video and information, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and please turn on the notification bell, all right? That's a wrap. Have an awesome day. Peace.